Kuzusampo, you're watching Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program. I'm Kinzang Hadin, our top stories of the week. His Majesty the King grants Da to new RCSC chairperson and commissioners. Her Royal Highness Ajikezawa Mowanchu launches Master of Science in Midwifery at Gesar Gelpo University of Medical Sciences of Bhutan. Opposition says government needs to disseminate updates on its pledges to the people. His Majesty the King granted Da to appoint the chairperson and commissioners of Royal Civil Service Commission at the Tashichozong on Sunday.
Tashibem, the Director General of the Department of Environment and Climate Change under the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources, has been appointed the chairperson of the Royal Civil Service Commission. The four RCSC commissioners are Tashiansi Zonda Babu Ram Sherpa, Kilechering, the Director General of Agricultural Marketing and Cooperatives under the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock, Sarpong Zonda Lobzang Doji, and Tsiring Sige Doji, who was the Executive Vice President of Celis Bhutan Private Limited and the former CEO of Thimphu Tech Park. The 5-year term of the third commission, headed by Chairperson Dasho Karma Hamudoji, completed its term on the 16th of April. In accordance with Article 26.2 of the Constitution, the chairperson and commissioners of the RCSC are appointed by the Druk Gyalpo from a list of names recommended jointly by the Prime Minister, the Chief Justice of Bhutan, the Speaker, and the chairperson of the National Council and the leader of the opposition party. Sherab Doji, BBS News.
Commemorating its Golden Jubilee on Thursday, the Faculty of Nursing and Public Health under the Gesar Gelpo University of Medical Sciences of Bhutan launched a program in Master of Science in Midwifery. Her Royal Highness Ajikezawa Mowanchu launched the course.
Her Royal Highness Ajikezawa Mowanchu graced the celebration of the Golden Jubilee of the Faculty of Nursing and Public Health. Although the Master's course was launched today, it is set to commence only from 2025 with curriculum yet to be finalized.
We are yet to finalize the curriculum and hopefully in 2025, early 2025, we would be able to start the program. The curriculum has gone through a series of reviews and is in the process of validation. And this is going to be a 24-month program where at the master's degree level, where we'll be focusing more on research undertakings.
The course is expected to improve and strengthen mother and child health care in the country.
Through this launch of the program, we believe that the health of the mother and especially the health of the child would be secured and gearing towards the production of healthy citizens for the nation. Compared to a few years ago or decades ago, maternal mortality rate has really reduced down. And we believe through the introduction of this master's degree program, we are to definitely reduce further down.
The faculty also launched its Golden Jubilee book and inaugurated its logo. Sencho Doji, the former dean of the faculty, was awarded the recognition for lifetime contribution. The celebration was attended by the Health Minister, other dignitaries, and graduates of the university. This is Tikil Hazom for BBS News.
Kunzang Doji, a wildlife biologist at the Royal Society for Protection of Nature, has received the prestigious Whitley Award in London for his efforts in safeguarding the endangered Gee's golden langur and addressing human-wildlife conflict. He is among the 7 conservationists selected from more than 100 applications worldwide this year. The award, often referred to as Green Oscars, was presented on Wednesday, with each winner receiving £50,000 to expand their conservation efforts globally.
Bhutan's rapid development has brought wildlife in closer contact with humans. But when wildlife and humans struggle to coexist, it's important to find ways for peaceful cohabitation. At the center of this dispute comes Kyunzang Doji, who is studying one species, the Gee's golden langur. Pushed into close contact with people due to development, the langurs now take advantage of agricultural crops, costing farmers up to 70% of their yields.
Put in the shoe of the local people, I can really feel how frustrating the life is in the middle of forest.
But the langurs themselves are under threat. Living alongside humans have made the monkeys victims to power line electrocution and roadkill. This human-wildlife conflicts led him to develop an ingenious solution, which reduced the amount of crop damage by the langurs up to a certain extent.
Mechanism is very simple. It's a tiger with inbuilt the predator voice. Some monkeys are very smart. Around 3 to 4 months, they knew that it's not a real tiger. And they're like, we have to improve.
With his Whitley Award, Kyunzang and his team at the RSPN will keep innovating their repellents and address the increasing conflict by redefining the role of local people in conservation efforts in the country. Communities will help gather critical data to better understand the langur's behavioral patterns. Kyunzang will also train 30 locals and foresters in primate survey and social research and will provide fellowships to 5 students who are keen to pursue research in primatology. Princess Royal Anne Elizabeth Alice Louise of the British royal family presented the award to Kyunzang during the ceremony.
I can contribute more and then help golden langurs. They are under threat from climate change as it drives them into agriculture areas. In such an era, I believe that empowering local communities to embrace the practical interventions and then take collective responsibility for conservation is imperative for us to coexist alongside wildlife.
Kyunzang plans to expand his initiatives to 6 districts of Shemgang, Mondifora, Tsirang, Dagana, Serpong, and Trongsa, where langurs are found in the country. Whitley Awards are awarded annually to individuals from low and middle-income countries by the UK-based conservation charity, the Whitley Fund for Nature. Rebecca Pradhan was the first Bhutanese to win the Whitley Award in 2008. Kamasam Tanwanda for BBS News.
To distinguish and protect the intellectual property rights of arts and crafts originating in the country, the Craft Bhutan trademark logo will be applied. The Craft Bhutan logo will serve as a collective mark for local producers of authentic Bhutanese crafts. The Department of Media, Creative Industry and Intellectual Property launched the Craft Bhutan logo as part of the World Intellectual Property Day celebration. Local artisans producing authentic traditional Bhutanese crafts who meet the eligibility criteria and comply with the rules governing the use of Craft Bhutan can utilize the logo on their crafts. The Craft Bhutan logo will serve as a collective trademark distinguishing authentic crafts from non-authentic ones. The collective mark Craft Bhutan will be implemented at 85 stalls in the craft market in the capital and across 26 clusters located throughout the country.
Consumers in the craft market, they are tourists, outsiders, officials who take things outside. So it's a indirect promotion of our distinctive crafts identity, because the message behind this craft logo is that it's made with certain quality, consistency, and it also indicates the origin of these products. And
he said that until now the majority of local products have used the generic Made in Bhutan tagline. Meanwhile, the Department of Media, Creative Industry and Intellectual Property also launched the National Geographic Indication logo. A geographical indication is a sign used on products that have a specific geographical origin and possess qualities, reputation, or characteristics essentially attributable to a place of origin. However, National Geographic Indication Rule needs to be endorsed by the Cabinet. The department said that the geographic indication will differentiate products in the market, allowing them to stand out from similar products produced elsewhere. It will also prevent unauthorized producers from using the geographical name to label their products. Meanwhile, Pemako, a luxury hotel chain, was awarded a certificate for being the first local trademark to register with the department's MEDRIT system for international filing of trademarks since its inception in the year 2000. The MEDRIT system allows trademark holders to register their marks in other countries of their choice. The department has registered over 20,000 trademark applications from international applicants seeking protection of their marks in Bhutan so far. Kinzang Hadin, PBS News. The Ministry of Industry, Commerce and Employment is reviewing the Foreign Direct Investment Policy 2019 to achieve the government's ambitious target to generate a 500 billion yutam in foreign direct investments. Minister Namgyal Dorji, during the recent Meet the Press session, said that the target was revised from 100 billion set by the former government.
According to the Industry, Commerce and Employment Minister, Namgyal Dorji, the ministry will consult the private sector before the revised FDI policy is submitted to the Cabinet. The policy will also go through the Economic Development Board, which is led by the Prime Minister before Cabinet endorsement. The minister added that the revised policy will address investment issues like foreign exchange, payment gateway, and immigration-related provisions. Additional, the priority sectors where FDI is being promoted are also being reviewed.
Currently, our FDIs are mostly in agro-based, forest-based, education, training, IT services, and also services in terms of hospitality and tourism area, mineral-based are also there. So these are the existing ones. And we are also discussing about expanding some more investment areas which are under deliberation and which will be in the detailed report.
The minister said that the upcoming revision intends to stimulate economic growth, generate employment opportunities, attract capital and technology inflow, and increase foreign exchange reserves. Additionally, to attract foreign direct investments, the ministry is also developing a web portal.
A portal is being developed that will soon be launched, and then that will carry all the information needed for an investor, what is required to invest in Bhutan. And also we also have actually a proposal which has been submitted to the Cabinet for our membership to be a member of the World Association of Investment Promotion Agency, which is currently being seen and promoted as a global reference point for FDI.
The World Association of Investment Promotion Agency is an international organization that supports, gathers, and connects worldwide investment promotion agencies to cooperate and share their experiences and expertise. Singidema, BBS News.
The opposition is demanding information and urgent action on pledges the government made. In the news release issued on Tuesday, the opposition specifically draws attention to 3 pledges which it says could have been implemented by now. The 3 pledges are keeping Saturdays off for teachers and students, regularization of contract employees, and seeing possibilities of waiving off SDF for tourists visiting bordering towns.
In the news release, the opposition acknowledges the progress made by the government in fulfilling some of its pledges. These are the discontinuation of pedestrian fee collection at the Phinsuling pedestrian terminal, establishment of the Economic Development Board, decision on residents of Chanjiji colony to occupy apartments until their retirement, and establishment of a task force to formulate plans to implement the 15 billion yutam economic stimulus plan. However, the opposition says there is a slow pace of implementation of other pledges even after more than 90 days since the government took office. These are in connection to making Saturdays off for teachers and students, commissioning of a comprehensive review of the business regulatory processes to ease the private sector, reviewing the FDI policy 2019, reviewing the IWP and identifying alternative proposals, reviewing the SDF regulation for tourists to explore the possibility of allowing tourists within the bordering towns without paying the SDF, issuance of office order to all the Bhutanese embassies to promote inbound tourists to Bhutan, developing an action plan to achieve inbound tourists number to 300,000 annually, establishment of committee to study the regularization of contract employees, and feasibility studies to construct 5 airstrips. The press release further states that as elected representatives of the people, the government and the opposition are accountable to the people, and it is their responsibility to keep people informed of developments. The opposition also says it is committed to providing constructive support to the government in the parliament and beyond for collective progress and prosperity. It also calls for the government to disseminate information about the status of the pledges openly and comprehensively to the people. This is Kipchu for BBS News.
Coinciding with the Teachers' Day celebrations at the Chanlamithang Stadium in Thimphu on Thursday, Prime Minister Tsering Tobgay announced that schools will have Saturdays off starting this week. The Prime Minister said that the decision was carefully considered to ensure it does not compromise education quality, adding that many stakeholders believe the change will improve education standards.
For months, teachers and students eagerly awaited the news on keeping schools closed on Saturdays. The Prime Minister finally made the eagerly anticipated announcement today.
Tatarele guzudigi bet, zanyimdi nyeso bet, jani bet, tutachesai seshuni.
When the Prime Minister announced it earlier today, teachers across the country were overjoyed.
I think all the teachers, including myself, are overjoyed, and I think the time will be used meaningfully, productively, spending family quality time and doing personal work.
I would like to thank the government on behalf of all the teachers. It will not only benefit the teachers, but will also provide an opportunity for the students to study harder.
Keeping Saturdays off for teachers and students is one of the pledges of the government. So I have been hoping the announcement would be made one fine day. This is because it requires an adequate time to carry out in-depth studies to make the decision.
This Saturday being off came as a blessing, a manna from heaven for me. And I'm sure it is for all the teachers. Thank you very much, all the people who jointly made this decision after doing a lot of research. Thank you very much. This means a lot of family time. This also means especially in the villages, the parents can get help from their children.
Teachers will now get enough time to prepare for their classes on Mondays and other weekdays. Likewise, students will also get enough time to do their homework and assignments.
Teachers, students and even their parents work over the entire weekdays, and I think we need a break. Having Saturdays off will benefit us in lesson planning and also the parents in guiding their children back home.
We can make good lesson plans and also ready teaching materials. It will also help the students to explore and take up group works at home. Like teachers, students have also welcomed the initiative.
I feel happy because when we come to school on Saturdays, we are being pressured a bit because we still have to do homeworks. And when Saturdays are off, I think the students can develop their sports skills, reading skills, and also try to study by themselves.
We're all very happy about the news. I hope that the teachers and students included will get the mental rest they need on the weekends. I hope that everyone will have a fun Saturday.
We students feel very happy since we will have more leisure times to spend with our family, to do other activities instead of studies.
Keeping Saturday off would be very beneficial beneficial. I have always thought that I could use more time to revise on the topics that we are taught in a week, and then I could also have more time to find what I like and then to do more recreational activities.
Some of the parents in rural areas added that it would allow children to rest and follow up on their health issues besides helping their parents in the fields. Declaring Saturdays off has gone well with parents like myself. This would help our children to take rest and we can take them to hospitals without applying for a separate leave. In villages, it would help the parents during the paddy cultivation as there are a lot of work and need a hand. Keeping Saturdays off for schools was one of the election pledges of the government. The Prime Minister reiterated the commitment on the first day after taking office in January.
The government wanted to keep Saturdays off on the first day of office. However, it is always easier to decide, but what if it affects the quality of the education? Hence, a committee was formed to study the viability. We talked with the parents, students, teachers and international specialists, to which the majority of the stakeholders involved agreed that if Saturday is kept off for schools, there is room for improvement for the education system. Globally, there are a lot of transformations and works underway to improve the education system. From here on, we are going to work towards improving the quality of education. We are going to review the courses and do away with them if they do not work. We will work towards fulfilling the vision of His Majesty the King.
Earlier this year, when the government disclosed that a teachers' committee tasked with carrying out studies to see the feasibility of keeping Saturdays off had expressed reservation over the plan, the government faced backlash from the people demanding it to deliver its pledge. With additional information from bureaus, this is Sonamudan for BBS News.
The Competition and Consumer Affairs Authority has fined 13 grocery shops in Dagana and Sirang for selling expired goods. They were fined during the market surveillance, which is the inspection for rectification and prevention of unethical and illegal business practices to protect consumers. Almost a 2-week-long inspection was carried out recently.
The Competition and Consumer Affairs Authority team, with support from the Bhutan Food and Drug Authority's field officials, inspected major towns of the 2 districts. They inspected over 260 business establishments, including fuel depots, hotels, salons, garment shops, and grocery shops, among others. The inspection team found out that 12 grocery shops in Dagana and 1 in Sirang had expired stocks, including biscuits, processed cheese and juice. The shopkeepers were fined around 5,000 item in total. The Bhutan Food and Drug Authority's officials have seized the expired products. The surveillance team also found problems of inadequate labeling when it comes to locally made and repackaged products. While inspecting the fuel depots and outlets, the team found out that liquefied petroleum gas cylinder stores or outlets in the 2 districts are still operating from the petroleum retail outlet or fuel depot. Officials said the Department of Trade will be informed accordingly and that there is a need to set up a separate outlet for LPG cylinders as per the Standard Operating Procedure for Storage and Handling of Liquefied Petroleum 2024. As per the SOP, LPG stores or outlets shall not be located within the premises of petroleum retail outlets and must be at a safe distance. The market surveillance report mentioned that fire extinguishers at STCBL's fuel retail outlet in Sirang's Dampu do not have expiry dates, and measuring jars of the Druk Petroleum Corporation's fuel depot in the town are due for calibration. Therefore, the market surveillance team has directed all the petroleum retail outlets to rectify minor violations. The report highlighted 4 minimum market regulatory requirements for business establishments. That includes all business establishments to issue cash memos or purchase receipts for all purchases over 100 item, to calibrate weighing devices, display clear selling prices of the goods and services, and there must be proper labeling such as net weight or volume, date of manufacture and expiry date, and product description. The Competition and Consumer Affairs Authority carry out market surveillance in line with the Consumer Protection Act 2012 and the Consumer Protection Rules and Regulations 2015. For Pema Tewang in Zirang, this is Sam Tendolkar, PBS News.
That's all for this week. Thank you for watching.